Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. And how are you today on this fabulous Wednesday? Little cloudy here, but I think things are going to get a little bit better. I think it's supposed to be cool today, but then warmer tomorrow. Sorry about last week. Mother-in-law was taken to the hospital because she had a fall and we didn't know if she was going to make it or not. So she's like the Energizer Bunny and she just keeps ticking. I love that about her. Our sketch, going back to where we need to be, our sketch is done with Ink It Up with Jessica. Love this girl. She is pretty awesome. On my website, I will have this sketch available to you. You can see all the measurements that she has, and then you can create your own. So I made 2 different cards, and I hope that you like them. And feel free to case them. Feel free to case them and edit just a little bit more to make them yours. And without further ado, let's get ourselves going. This card is made with Botanical textured designer series paper. This is just black and white. Love the black and white. Lots of different flowers, lots of different graphics, lots of different abstracts. But it is just a great cardstock. And mind you, I have like 3 of them. So I'm doing as much as I can with this. Our card today looks like this. And I think I'm going to give it a little bit of a spray afterwards too. So that's what our card is. And again, very basic on the inside. So what we're doing is that we are using the Coneflower Celebrations bundle. So we're using the stamps and we are using the dies. This is a great card. This is my first time working with this and I really enjoy this a lot. So I have a few things available for what we're going to do on the inside. We have some blending that we're going to do with our Pretty in Pink. So I can be very clear with you. The colors are all Pretty in Pink. We have some Old Olive. We have some Sahara Sand. No, Crumb Cake. We have some Crumb Cake. We have the designer series paper, and then we have black. So those are our colors that we are using today. And I'm going to color the stamps in with our markers. All right. So again, everything is on my blog, www.ktstamps.com. So that's what we are going to use. Now, I just need to find a bone folder just to give this a nice, easy little crease. And we're going to decorate the inside first. So I have my sheet, because if we mess up on the front, then we need to be able to crease it over and do it on the other side. We will also be using our piercing pad. So that will help us out. I'm going to just put the piercing pad on the bottom. All right, let me see. I think I got that. So we're going to do this. So we're going to take our leaves. We're going to do the cornflower first. And all I'm doing is taking my blending pen and I'm taking the largest or the, I just call it the biggest side, the one that really looks like markers. And all I'm doing is taking the side of my brush and I am just wiping it down, wiping the ink on the side of the brush. So now I'm going to do this just a couple of times so I make sure that I get these all done in all directions. It doesn't have to be pretty because it's going to be on the inside, so you don't really need to have the ink dark. You just want to make sure that you have the ink inked enough. All right, so then we're going to take our crumb cake, and again, you can tell the difference of the size because you have the flare size and you have the fine side. And so we again are going with the flare, and all we're going to do again is just rub it on here. That's all. We're going to huff it like Darth Vader. And then we're going to, I'm going to put it a little bit sideways. I'm just going to stamp it down, hold it a minute, and pick it straight up. Okay, and this is something that you can write over top. So I also thought that was just a great idea. There's not a lot that we do with that. So again, we are just going to take this, and I'm just going to rub this down really easily, nice, quick, fast. Again, that is Old Olive that I'm taking. And I'm going to put this right in the corner right here. I got to make sure I'm not going to come off the side. And bring it up. And that's the way that our inside is. And that's how I'm just going to decorate the inside. So now we're going to move all this out of the way. And we're going to just start adding our layers. So I want to make sure that I have just a little bit at the side. And I can see I didn't cut this very well. So at this point it tells me that when I overlap it, my tape that I have is about the size of a pull down. So I'm going to bring out my silicone pad, and I'm just going to put this on the side, and I'm just going to pull it down. And that should make up my side for me. So now I'm going to give myself a little bit of room here. And then I'm just going to put this on the side. And you can see I'm a little bit on the crooked side, so I have to see if I can come up and just kind of pull it over a little bit. Nope, I'm still off. There we go. Much better. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut this off. So grab those snips. There you go. And then we are just going to put tape on the card. Again, remember, you don't have to pull down really hard. You just have to allow the silicone pad to do its thing, and it does a really nice job. There we go. A little bit uneven. Golly, drives me crazy. I can't get this even. So now we're going to put our flower together. On the inside of our flower, we wrote, "It's Your Day." And "It's Your Day" comes from the Coneflower celebration. So I already have it done. So I'm going to leave this color just like this. So it's going to be my bottom, because you can see in here I have lots of different color. Now, I used the two-tone, and it's dark on one side and light on the other, so I used that. And that's on sale for the next 3 days. So if you like this stuff, it's really important to go get it, because you will like it even more after you see it. So I am going to just take this, and you can see that the pretty this is Bubble Bath, and this is Bubble Bath. I'm sorry, it's not Pretty in Pink, it's Bubble Bath. And then that. But what I'm going to do is that I just felt that I needed to have a little more color on this. I'm really sorry, I don't know where my sheet went to. But we are just going to bring out our Bubble Bath. And that's what the two-tone color is Bubble Bath. And we're just going to get the bottoms of the leaves so they have just a little bit of a different color to them, just a little darker. So I'm working on shading. There we go. And we don't need much. So it's just a little shade. You can see all my daubing at the bottom. Okay, got out the dauber. So now when we put this together, all I'm going to do is get out my electric glue, my liquid glue. Whoa. And this came out really thick. So I'm going to grab some of that. And then I'm going to put this on the back side. But what I want to do is make sure that I'm going to overlap these just a little bit differently, so then we can see all the different colors and the shades. So that's what I'm working on. All right, so there we go. We got lots of our different color. And again, it's all Bubble Bath. Whoop, whoop. All right, so now we are going to take our topping. And again, all this comes from the die cuts. And we're going to put that just on top. And then we have our beautiful flower. All right, so here I cut 2 different leaves, so I want to make sure that I have the leaf on here. And we're going to get out our liquid glue, and then you can see in my leaves, this is done with two-tone, and the leaves are going to be done with the two-tone. So I'm going to add both of those leaves out there. So we have the two-tone. So you can see the dark and the light, because I want to make sure that you can see both. And again, I'm just putting a little on because it will stick. And I'm just going to add the one right here. And then I'm going to put on my cornflower. There we go. And just set it down. And you can already start to see the different colors. Up here on the flower. And then as soon as I add this leaf at the bottom, you'll be able to see the two tones that are on the bottom. And I hope I did this on the right side. Yes. I did that one time when I was taping. I did it on the wrong side and had to do surgery immediately. All right. And here we go down here. Oops. All right, so mine came up. This is going to end up being sticky. So one of the things that you need to do is find your, let me see if I can find my little embossing pad. I may have to go run and go get it. So you need to find the embossing pad. So then we can take some of the sticky out. I thought I had it in here. Okay. Just a minute. I'll be right back. So we have our little embossing pad, and we're just going to stamp it right in the middle because the leaf moved, which means that so did the glue. And if you just add a little bit of your embossing buddy, then that will take the stickiness out of the glue. So this is our card. It's your day. And then you have this beautiful flower to write on the inside. So that is our first card. Whoop, whoop. And again, you guys, give me some likes to keep me going, to keep me excited. Put your cards down in the comment section. Give me a comment. Love comments. Subscribe to me on Facebook or on YouTube. I love doing this and case my cards. So that's the best thing possible. So that was our first card. This is what the second card looks like. The same thing, the only difference is that I have used an embossing. What is it? An embossing folder to be the outside part, be the colored part. And then I just made little teeny tiny rectangles that are the sides of the card. And let me, before I put all this together, I'm using the Layers of Beauty, and this is the Grateful For You. I have the fabulous 2004-2006 in color flat pearls. The Stylish Shapes, I use this banner. The Exposed Brick 3D embossing folder is what I have. And then I used some of the, what is this called? Sheer ribbon. It's silver and white. So I used it. And somehow I have to redo it again. I have just a glue dot in the back to help me with my fold and my ribbon. And then I have repositional tape so I can make sure that I get these as even as possible. Again, coming from an even as possible girl. It just doesn't happen very much, but hey, we're going to go with it. The designer series paper I'm using is called Flowers in Bloom. Again, great flowers and then some nice little design on the back. This has been really my favorite designer series paper. I love this. I love how it looks. I love the way that you can see all these flowing into the neck, so it's almost like a nice little ombre that you have. I really think that looks nice. But anyway, that was me looking at the card. So on the inside, all I have is the designer series paper at the bottom with a piece of, you know, basic white insert. So we are just going to get out our glue and we're going to glue it down. You know me, guys. I like to use liquid glue because of all the little nook and cranny. And it also gives you a chance to reposition just for a minute. And yes, I gotta turn this over and do it one more time. Okay, any glue that comes out the sides, get out your embossing buddy. All right, so now we are going to bring back our silicone pad. And you guys know that silicone, you can have this tape that is sticky right here, and it'll just come right off. So if you extend just a little bit too far, it just comes right off, and you don't have anything to worry about. That's what the best thing is about this. All right, so we are going to adhere all these together. And then I'll put them in some type of order. So then we can find out how they adhere and how we can put them in some type of, you know, ombre effect. And again, you can find all the measurements on my blog. And that is www.ktstamps.com. And I really like the look of this. I think it is just a beautiful. I love the colors. Petunia pop. What a great color this is. All right. So now we just need to see how these go. There we go. That's how it goes together. So now I am just going to take this and put just a small amount of tape over this. And it should be just right in the middle. I'm going to try to go top and bottom to make sure that I have about the same distance. And see how that goes. All right. And see if this works out pretty well. I'm hoping I can do this on my first try. Whoop, whoop. Okay, I'm going to just come up just a little bit. Okay, so what do you think? I think that looks pretty good. All right, so now what we're going to do is that we are, looks like my tape's out. I'm just going to add some tape on both ends. This I just found was the, easiest way to do this, but you You got to make sure that you keep it straight. Can't have it wiggle too much. There we go. Oh boy. There you go. And now we're just going to do the other side, and it should stay down a little bit better. And I'm not going all the way to the end. I'm not pulling on this, so it has a little, it's going to buckle the card. So I am and yes, you can liquid glue this too. So anyway, I got this. Whoop, whoop. All right, so we got that done. So now all I'm going to do is do like a little breast cancer ribbon. Get out one of my, and I don't know how to describe that any better than that. Get out my little glue dot. And tie my ribbon. And then I'm just going to put it on like this. And it's going to be put on with dimensionals. All right. And this is Secret C. The ink is Secret C. So you have that. I'm going to put on some dimensionals now. And they're not coming off like they used to. There we go, that's one's coming off. Well, and then we have one more. Let's reach for this one. All righty. So with this saying that I have, the sentiment, I just pretty much put it on the third from the top or the second from the bottom. And all I'm doing is kind of finding the middle here. So this is going to turn out like this. Now you wonder, why is it different? And it's different because this is a longer piece of ribbon that I used. And I'm not going to cut the bottom. I'm just going to leave the bottom the way it is. And then what I did is that because a lot of this designer series paper has end colors in them, I just used the end colors. So these are all the 2004, 2006 end colors. And that's, I just pick them out. I didn't want two greens up here, so no, I think I want another one right over here. We're going to have a pink one up here, and I think I'm going to go with a pumpkin pie one right here. So everything's going down towards this Petunia. Petunia Pop. So that's the card. What do you think of the cards, you guys? Let me know, and thank you for everybody who watches me. I am just very, very, very grateful that you are here with me. This is the 2 cards that I created today. I just think they're fabulous. And I love Ink It Up with Jessica. She's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So I'll get all this out of the way. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Please feel free to call. Are we still on live? Oh my God. Okay, my phone rang. I'm so sorry. So anyway, this is Kevon at ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. Thank you so much, and sorry for the stuff at the end. So I'm trying to figure out how do I deal with a telephone conversation or a telephone call. Thanks. Bye-bye.